don't need to be scared.
Tell me that next time you hear the ghost in the middle of the night.
Yeah, actually, all the films that I watched as a kid were horror movies.
I'm a bit rubbish. I don't enjoy the feeling of being scared.
I loved horror movies, and maybe because they were forbidding to me. I mean, my parents would never let me watch. I was an extremely frightful kid.
I have to work up to a horror film.
My parents would never let me watch horror movies, and that made horror all the more exciting. So I secretly seek to watch all these movies and films like, I don't know, Rosemary's Baby.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a preference over one genre over another. I think if the film is well made and it makes me feel something or I connect to it in some way, I'll respond to that. But that for sure, there definitely are horror films that are some of my favorite films of all time.
Actually, things like The Other or Our Mother's House or The Innocents, that type of film that's like on the outskirts of horror and sort of like mixing with other different genres. That's the type of story that attracted me the most, and I guess that's the reason why I made a film like Marrowbone as my first film.
Can you remember your first horror, maybe?
Yeah, The Shining. I watched that when I was really young. Yeah. Yeah, that's probably one of my favourite horror films.
Yeah, how about for you?
Yeah, I'd like to rewatch The Shining because I watched it when I was so young that I didn't really get the psychology of it, and I think therefore was scared, like saved a lot of the scares. The one that really affected me was actually Signs, which isn't a typically scary film, but I watched it when I was 10 and it really got under my skin.